Mic check 1 2. I already know it works. I already recorded a video earlier today. Hey, how do you? Chosen it. It's the Great Lake Metal. And today we're playing this game called the silly little game called Windows. Everything is going to be okay. I don't think it starts with Windows. I'm pretty sure it's just like a thing on it. It's called Everything is going to be okay. And there's a very profound statement to be made about this. In concept that I actually really like. I really agree with it. Jesus Christ, this hurts. Epilepsy warning through this entire game, by the way. But the whole point of it is it's an artist's commentary on the concept of strength, and I'll start talking. The concept of strength. And strength, in the modern day, is, the whole concept is, at least, that, like, strength, again, in the modern day, is very much so seen as, how many people you can subjugate, how many people you can kill, how many people, you can, I win. Anyways, how many people you can hurt. And the artist is obviously not a big fan of that. The person who made this is not a big fan of that. They believe that the concept of strength should actually come from the idea, the unique perspective of, I think they call it like a survivor's standpoint, or a survivor's view of strength. I'll let him go. Anyways. Jump for joy. Jump. And the whole concept was that, trauma is what makes you strong. If you can survive trauma, you can go through all the issues that come with it, then that is what makes you strong. It's not how many people you can hurt. It's not what you do. It's not who you can subjugate. It's not anything like that. It's how much trauma you. Oh, congratulations, I won. It's your trauma. Like what you have endured, what you can deal with, and what you have further and deal with. I should not want to be fine. You should leave it alone. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Okay, get me out of that. Oh, okay. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid! There's also a visual novel. Hooray! It's my favorite. What is this? Something to feel in me. Maybe hope in a hopeless situation. Something to believe in. In between deep breaths, that contemptible moments. What ifs and past never forgets. Faith to clutch close to the heart. Faith to crush. It's an art just to be here. Salvaging hope in passing moments and contemplating stars, yet it's the same place returned to over and over. Hope was feeling shattered by bitter moments. When is it over? When will it ever be? Do things get better? I hope, considering things broken, crushing jaws, hope to hold, salvaging hope, perhaps the mother of misery. Dear hope, do you hear me? Maybe. Hope, is there an end? Can I shine? Even outshine those dark pits of despair? Life is a familiar friend to the cruel. To be fair, there is air to clear, persistence to heal. I must ask of you, can I thrive? Can I believe past what I know? Yeah. Whatever. It's getting old, hope, and you can't do this anymore. Yet faith is what I hold. When I want to buckle and fold. Somehow I know. See light between streaming cracks of concrete circumstance. There is hope. I know. That's cool. I think I'm gonna summarize. I'm gonna start trying to summarize and like contesting theories here, or agreeing with them. I agree with the artist's statement. I do think I've tried to mimic that a lot. With the concept of Ace, superhero. It's Cheeto Tales. It's the fucking thing I'm writing. I've tried to mimic that a lot with Ace. It's more so about how much you can take, how many people, in a superhero's perspective, how many people can die around you, how many times you can suffer defeat and lose and still continue to come back and keep pushing for whatever it is you believe in. Anyways, I'm not afraid of what? I'm not afraid of death. Some days I wish it upon myself so much. Why is that? So worn out by self-preservation. I've had it up to here. That's kind of based. That's mean. No, I shouldn't say based. Space sounds terrible. Base sounds like this is a good thing. If you want to die, don't do that. Bad idea. I didn't do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Be strong. Or don't. I'm not very strong physically, so I can't really shit talk here. Anyways, just one more of these, and I'm walking out on life. I'm just not going to fight it this time. I just can't. I don't know how I'll survive another. Please don't. I want life to know that I don't need its shit, and it really has to start being nice to me if it wants to keep me. I don't think you can prove that to the theoretical concept. I'm not afraid of death. I got her as much, yeah. She says, I try to act like this is something to be proud of. That's the artist, by the way, I think. I'm assuming it's probably not. Yeah, it's not something to be proud of that you're not afraid of death. It's actually pretty bad. You want... I can't say because I'm afraid of life, I'm so terrified of it. Pessimism is easier considering everything, yeah. If life were a tangible energy, I would tangible entity, I would run from it. If life were a person, I would shun life and hate life and resent life for everything that it put me through, for everything that it did to me. I would seek justice and accuse life and want to see it persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I can't say anything about that. Okay, I can. I suppose. Death is easy, life is not. Death gotta be easy because life is hard. I'm quoting 50 Cent there, but listen, that sounds stupid, and I'm kind of gaming this. I'm kind of making this kind of sound stupid. But I do agree with that. I think life gotta be easy, or death has to be easy because life is so hard. Like, something has to be easy if life is gonna be so fucking difficult. Depending on where you're coming from. No, life is still hard. Like, listen, I'm not defending trust fund babies. But even trust fund babies have their problems. Like, everyone has a problem. It's duality. Life may not be fair, but everyone wants what they can't have. There are a lot of trust fund babies and rich people who grew up in blue-collar white neighborhoods who want to be, in the simplest way that can be said, ghetto, hood, and grunk, and want to, be in the streets. They don't actually. That'd suck for them. But it's like, that's what they want. That's what they think they want. Humans want what they don't have. And the reason that life is so hard is probably because people want what they don't have. True contentness is rare. Very, very, very rare. It's always everyone settling and then acting like they're content. That's what it is. There are very few people who are genuinely content with their spot in life. Even when you get up high, people wish that they weren't up high. When you're a celebrity, when you're a king, when you're a ruler, you wish you didn't have people that you had to rely on. And when you were not that, you wish that you were that. Humans want what they can't have. They want what they will. They want things that they don't have. They want things that they can't have. So life is hard because because people don't or want what they don't have. And I'm putting my own perspective on this, and I am making it more about myself. But like, that's what a YouTube video is. It's constructive and yeah, constructive. I'm just saying, this is my personal opinion. This is what I'm reading. This is what the artist intended. This is my contention to what the artist intended. Anyways, actually, go check out the artist. I forget their name. I'll probably put it in the comments. Or the description, not the comments. Maybe the comments as well. I'll put it in the description. Go check out the artist. They're really cool. Anyways, depending on where you're coming from. What if all of this? Choice is what we believe in so that we feel safe. But we really don't have much of it when it comes to life. I mean, I'm not a big believer of the concept that, like, fate is, I'm not a big concept and believer that, like, fate is real and you can always change your fate and make it better. I don't think that fate is real. I think it's just what you do becomes what you are and becomes, what was the quote from, we become what we behold. Actually, exactly that. We'll become what we behold. Humans are what we make. Life is what you make of it. Choice is technically there, but we really don't. I do agree with that. We really don't have a lot of choice. A lot of it is up to luck. I mean, even like a choice, even if you think that your entire decision is, like even decisions that are minute, but that you think you have full control over. Like, do I want to go to Taco Bell or do I want to go to Chipotle? You pick Chipotle. You think that your choice made that. But there are a lot of other things that could have thought. What if a Del Taco was closer? So you swapped out Chipotle for Del Taco, and that would have been completely luck. It would have been decisions of other people. Which actually, no, I take that back. I didn't even think about that. A good chunk of life isn't your choice, but it is choice. I mean, like that Del Taco scenario, that's the choice of the person to build it. But luck is a lot of it, I guess. So you still don't have personal choice in a lot of your life, but I do think that other people's choices affect you a lot more than a lot of people like to admit. You could, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, just don't care what they say. But what people say, we're social animals. Like, it's... Okay. It's the future that holds all uncertainty. I'm just gonna read all this before I start yapping. It's the future that holds all uncertainty over us. The future that promises the past to revisit. It's the dread of maybe another encounter with homelessness, poverty, hunger, violence. All the things that I cannot control. Hold on. I gotta reread this because I was reading with my mouth and not my brain. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Fair enough. It's the things out of my control, the things that spiral and see me fighting for life. These circumstances that I have no say in. Things I have no choice over. I want to have a choice, but I know I don't. I control none of this. I'm terrified that I have no control. Being here, alive, means that I must rescind that control to something as chaotic and cruel as life. What was that? It's the circumstances that I have no say in that remind me just how fickle all this is. I can rebuild, but impermanence will see it torn down. I can heal, but I will be broken all the same. These things held over me. The future casts a shadow of uncertainty. That's where you feel the most hopeless about life. Is the future casting a shadow of uncertainty. The future being uncertain, yeah. I mean, the way that I figure is because a lot of the impact both the past and the present has on the future, and this is very well seen both in your day-to-day life, I guarantee, and the life of famous people, for example, the Second World War, how that still affects the modern day with the Cold War, is pretty severe. I mean, it's pretty impressive. The First and Second World Wars, the entire like Red Scare and modern Russia is formed primarily because of um the First World War. The Russians were overthrown by a communist government. The success of that led to Chinese success. The communist Chinese won the Civil War. But a lot of history has to do with the future. But I don't think that the future is uncertain if you consider it. People have the ability, we have this incredible ability of, I'm just gonna call it pseudo precognition. That's what I'm gonna call it. Because that's not really what it is. It's not really precognition, but you can tell what's going to happen by just thinking. We have the innate ability to think about the future and process it based off of what we know. Make guesstimates, and you think what's going to happen about the future. I think that if you don't do that, then yes, they're right. The impermanence and what was the word? Uncertainty. That was the word of the future can rip you to bits. It still does me, and I have gotten better at thinking about what's going to happen later. But your two options are become better at understanding what might happen. Think of what's going to happen later. Plan around it, figure it out. You know, you will know what's going to happen somewhat. Obviously, luck. But if you can understand the psyche of other people, if you understand how other people act, if you understand how this world works somewhat, then you can understand what might happen in the future. So I don't think that the future is as uncertain as people make it out to be, as it's made out to be here. I think that you can figure out the future, and you can make it less, what's the word? Less uncertain. I can't think of the word uncertain all the time. God, I'm stupid. Whatever. But you can make the future less uncertain by thinking about it, or if that's difficult for you, because it's very difficult for me. I've gotten better at it. I'm good at it, but it's still difficult. Don't think about it, and it sucks, and it crushes you for a while. But if you can get your mind off of it, coping mechanisms like I don't know. I take walks. I play video games. I read books. I write things like that. That'll keep you away from it. Because ultimately, with the whole concept, and this is very pessimistic, but, it is what it is. The whole concept of, like, human mortality, the whole point of life is that you're thinking about is to avoid thinking about your death. That's what it is. You avoid thinking about your death. That's what this, think about it. You have spent your entire life thinking about how you're going to either think about how you're going to avoid death or not thinking about death. Because it's the end all be all. Like, what else are you going to do but avoid death? Yeah, you can predict the future. You can think about the future. I don't think that it is that uncertain. And if you can't predict the future, then you can fully well try not to think about it. It's also the beauty of chaos, those moments we carve out for ourselves, the love we give to others, the love we find in ourselves, the courage to love. I like that. The moments we cultivate under a shadow of uncertainty, knowing that nothing lasts. It's the hope we have that things can get better, even if all the world is screaming to the contrary. No, I think myself an optimist. I fancy myself an optimist. I think that in the short term, I try to be an optimist. I try to think that things will work. And I try to say, this will work. This will be good. But something inside of me, something deep inside of me, not that deep, because I fished it out like this, but I do think that they're kind of right. In this regard. We just hope that they get better. They don't. A lot of the time, they don't. Shitty situations don't get better naturally. A lot of the time. A lot of shitty situations, they don't get better. Not at all. I mean, they do eventually. My situation has gotten a lot better. But that's because I did a lot. I made a choice. Hey, loop it back around. But I made a lot of choices, and I had love. And it was a lot of love. And the beauty of chaos. It's the only thing that made it better. But we can't just hope that things get better. We have to make them better. So that's a good lesson, Think about that one. Really think about that one next time you're thinking about how shitty everything is. You have to make things better for them to get better. They can't just start better. It's the beauty of persistence that keeps me here. To survive life, you have to be stubborn. Yeah. You have to You have to love. Yeah, I don't. I don't. That one is more a personal note because I don't. I'm not. I'm not well loved. I am, but I'm not much of a lover personally. I am actually. I take that back. I'm much of a lover, but I'm not. I'm a bit of a dick. I'll be completely for real. And not many people really love me. You might like me. I know a lot of my friends kind of like me. I hope, but I don't think anyone really loves me. I really like my mother does, obviously, but that's not really. I don't think that's the kind of love that is being said here. And eventually, I won't have her. And shit, that hurts to think about. But it is what it is. It's an inevitability. It'll suck, but it's what happens to the best of us. Happens to all of us, really. Death and inevitability, etc., etc. But yeah, you have to be stubborn. I don't know if you have to love, but I do think you have to be stubborn. Like, stubborn people are... Stubborn is what humanity is. Like, the concept... People have heard the shitpost all the time. The indomitable human spirit. And it's real. It's shitpost, but real. It's a real thing. The indomitable human spirit. The stubbornness. That's what keeps humans going. The reason we're here is because we're stubborn. And we stuck up. And we don't fucking give up. We're indomitable. We're the human spirit. We don't... there's no point in backing down when you could just do it yourself. It's a hard-earned realization, but there are so many of those these days. Oh, it's hard-earned realization, but there's so many hard-earned realizations these days. If you're at it long enough, you start to see how contradicting and pointless it is to hold on to beliefs. They unmake themselves constantly, and permanent point of views, angled perceptions, or stances to take to keep us strong while we're helpless all the same. Things change, but maybe that's the beauty of all this chaos. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. The beauty, wrapping around. I like that. By the way, that's writer's critic. I like that. Fucking the switching it back around and pushing it back to the concept of the beauty of chaos. Anyways, I gotta reread this for a second. I don't think that's... I don't know. I don't think it's pointless. I think even if chaos, you can't control everything, and it's all up to luck, and shit's shitty. I think that the concept of belief is literally the entire thing. Actually, no, that's exactly what they're saying, is the concept of belief is the entire thing of humanity. But I don't think it's contradicting and pointless. I think it's actually pointed. It's the exact thing. We had a belief. There's a lot of beliefs. There's beliefs that don't unmake themselves, and a lot of beliefs that go through perfectly. It's not contradicting and pointless, because beliefs can be the future. You can believe what's going to happen in the future, and then the thing that happens in the future is correct. I mean, we're making flying cars now, and there were people back in the 60s who believed that would happen. They didn't give up on those, because it did. They shouldn't have. It's good. It happened. It's a thing. It's a thing. Flying cars. Go look them up. I'm pretty sure they're actually, in theory. I don't think they've been made yet. But we're working on them. We're getting them. They're gonna be here. And the time that I'm still alive, I'm pretty sure they'll be here. But I don't think it's pointless. I think things can come from them. The belief of, Orville Wright and, what was his brother's name? Not Eric Wright, that's easy. The Wright brothers. Call them the Wright brothers. I wanted to say their first names to be fancy, but... The Wright brothers, as a concept, their whole thing was that they believed that they could achieve flight, and they did, and it's what it is. That's what belief is. You have to believe to make it done. And, I mean, even if they unmake themselves, you should always keep making them. A long time ago, left a strong impression. I remember listening to the life story of a lady. Like many, hers was one of heartbreak, betrayal, and loss. Pretty much everyone's life is that. Justice had failed her, and the world forgot her. A hard story to listen to, one that reminds you just how much life can cut straight to the heart. Yep. Pretty much nothing to debate there. You would think that she'd have broken by now, crushed by it all, a recluse like my grandmother, maybe. Grief takes its toll in many shapes and forms. Not hers, though. She was the opposite. It gave her strength? Yeah, that's good. Or, whatever. You get my point. She glowed with enthusiasm for life. After all that she had been through, she would not waste another moment. She passionately lived what she lost. Maybe a dysfunctional relationship with that thing called life. To love it after all it did. But seeing her, it was clear that love comes out of the love you have for yourself. It's kind of pride. Not that all this chaos needs another belief system, especially when those come apart by the seams so fast, but love like hers was contagious. She survived her chaos on every level. The things we tell ourselves to get by. What was I gonna say? I had something to say about that, but that idea, I do really like that. That's a good thing. Love life, because life doesn't love you. That's a good thing. And you may think, well, that's a bad idea. Love is a relationship. I ain't going too far with the metaphor at that point. No offense to you. No offense to you, Jim. Fuck you, Jim. But, I do think that concept of loving life when it doesn't love you is literally the only way that you will get by. You do have to love yourself, and you have to love life. But it's everything. It's a slugfest if you don't. Trust me, because I've dealt with it. I still deal with it a little bit. But, like, you have to love yourself, and you have to love life, because otherwise, shit sucks. It'll always suck, but it'll get worse. Like, again, you have to change the future yourself. The future will stay constant. It will stay constantly shitty. It'll stay constantly... It won't stay constantly good. It'll stay constantly shitty, though. The Earth gravitates to, well, chaos. It gravitates to things that humans hate. We love order. The universe is chaos. Life hates us, pretty much. And loops back around. But yeah, like, you have to have the indomitable human spirit. You have to love life because life doesn't love you. And if you don't love life, and it'll just get worse, and it's how you order. Survivors make up everything by just being here. They are icons of strength, yeah? When she finished telling her story, she declared that she wanted to be a living monument and struck a pose as if she were a statue. It was so beautiful and cliche and absolutely cheesy, it was hard not to see how small struggle actually is when weighted against the stubbornness to survive. Maybe you can't really destroy someone. Maybe life is just really good at convincing us that we're broken. Honestly, I like that. It's a good take. She glowed with such pure joy. Her essence was something to distill and give to others. Nothing wasted on bitterness. I have no idea how this discussion happened. It just kind of congregated around this lady's life story. Having learned from so many stories and surviving my own, I can't help but see that perseverance is something to capture. Cynicism is easy. All survivors, each and every one, bitter or proud, are an act of defiance. Something to hold to life as proof that we cannot ever completely die. On the contrary. A man, never mind, I'm not gonna make that reference because that makes it trivial. It's a pragmatic and passionately stated fuck you to life because we're stronger than it. We are. A lot of people are stronger than life. And yeah, pretty much everyone is stronger than life. As long as you don't give in. So life, I don't know how I can survive another one of these, but I know I will because I always do. I too am a living monument to that. That was good. Okay, well I got page 1. I might have to separate these into different videos. You know what? No, this will be one long video. Okay, about hope. Let's play these games first. Feed fish. Feed this fish. How do I feed the fish? Oh, that's my... E. That's not my actual name. That's the account name I have, though. How do I feed the fish? Zoom. That's clever. No, stop. No, I clicked too much. There. Oh, I have to click feed this fish. I don't know why I said that. This fish is happy for its virtual food. Plus 3 happy. Pet fish. Just listen to this background. Okay, or just don't fucking play anything. Fuck you too. This fish squirms with a delight. Make them love me all the way.
Fish is love.
Fish is love. This fish squirms and squiggles with delight. Collide fish. Run simulation.
Initiating collide fish.
Collide fish. I think the world's first fish-based physics simulation. You must see the following facts through to the end. No! No! No!
Okay. Fish collision successful.
Now that's crazy. Watch fish. Look at the fish. What is that background noise? These fish are great swimmers. I don't like this. I hate... This makes me uncomfortable. Because it's late at night. Search for missing fish. You search 0 times. Where are the missing fish? All the fish are gone. Your guess is as good as anyone's. Happy face. Oh, is it like Minesweeper? So, these... That one. So, that's gotta... No. Yeah, so, this one's clear. Wait, no. These are all clear. What is this? What is this? Alright, well, about. There is no good documentation about this. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I don't even know what's happening. Calculator. Math. 1 times 6 equals... No! Yeah, it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hashtag. Parentheses. Math. Minus, plus, or addition, multiplication. 9 times 9. 89. Hey, it actually did it! Wait, hold on. I gotta think of something that equals 69. Shit, I don't think you can make it like this. Wait, maybe. Hold on, I gotta think of like 9 times 8. No, you couldn't make it with 9. 64 is the closest you can get with 8. Can't make it with 7. You can get 70, but that's the closest you can get. You can't make it with 6. 63. Wait, yes you can. 6 times what though? No, because you can't make 63 with it. Yeah, no. Can make 69. God. Increase maturity by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Increase the maturity all the way up. Mr. Java, Mrs. Sproin, Mr. Bouncer, Mr. Kilroy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I looking at this for so long? What's wrong with me? Anyways. Well, under another spell of depression, I was struggling not to cry, trying hard to keep it to myself. She looked angrily at me and said, "Why do you love your pain more than me?" A small pause followed before she finally added, "Why are you so attached to the darkness?" Oh God, how did it show this time, I thought, mortified that maybe I was leaking obvious sadness again. I wish I could talk. I want to scream. What is wrong with me? She left the room, clearly upset. Guilt started gnawing at me again. I hate that line of questioning. I don't know what to say to it. I don't know what to do. I try so hard to hide it. I can't keep doing this. Since the people closest to you are your greatest estrangement. I want this thing to end. I want to quit. I don't know what to do anymore. I want to hide. I'm assuming this is what they want to scream. Wake up, it was all that dream. It was all the dream. Go to infinity and beyond. Goddamn. You stop spam clicking because it just like breaks the entire game. Sweet. I'll never forgive. I'm not moving on because it's wrong. I want it to be wrong. I promise myself. As I further alienate myself from people I used to be close to. I can't heal. There is no coming back from this. I'm not moving on because it's wrong. I want it to be wrong. Wait, what? I gotta interpret this. So there's 2 ways I can interpret this. I'm moving on. Hold on. I'm not moving on because it's wrong to move on, or I'm not moving on because it's wrong. I want it to be wrong. Like they are moving on because it's wrong, or they would be moving on. Oh, shit, how do I explain this? I don't know. I don't care. As I further alienate myself, you have to work really hard if you want to matter. If you want any shot at justice or just to exist, you have to fight with everything you have to prove that you are worthy of that. Human value is assigned by social circumstances and our self-imposed hierarchies. Not everyone matters. Some people don't at all. At least that's how it feels. That's true. Some people just don't matter. And it sucks. It really sucks. A lot of people straight up don't matter. Especially in the modern era. With celebrities and all that. People just don't matter. But that's not a bad thing, I don't think. I think it's good to not matter. I like not mattering. I don't really matter that much. I like it. I find that really cool. I like not mattering. It's great. Oh. Saturday, May 4th. Oh, that's the actual time. I think. Yeah. Time, date. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's just, it doxed me. Anyways, yeah. Because some people just don't matter. I don't matter. I mean, I don't know. I'm fine with that. I know a lot of people are. I'm fine with that. I don't really care. I mean, I don't matter. Whatever. It's, I could try and matter, but I don't really want to. It's lame to matter. I think that mattering is overrated. Because then you have people who need you, and you have things that are important, and that sucks. I'm gonna be honest. That sucks to me. I just don't like that. I want to just do what I want to do, and then have no one care. I want the old you back. The old you that was happy. Can't you just let go and be happy? In a place like this, motivational speeches feel like cutting remarks, meant to help, but they don't help. Dude, that's... You ever had a moment in a game where a character says something that, like, is just wrong? Like, you don't like it, but it's true. You relate. Yeah, no, that's exactly what motivations feel like to me all the time. Like, there's all these people who are like, you do matter. Never give up. I'm not making fun of them. That voice was kind of mocking. I'm not mocking them. They are doing a good thing, and it's good. It's good effort. But it's like the fucking Sandy Hook Promise. It's this organization that is like kids should talk to each other about suicide. It's a very good message. I like it. Yes, do something else. Like fucking stop the issues that are making people want to kill themselves. Do that. Solve those problems. Fix global warming. Fix the bullshit that is politics. Fix the US economy. Don't sit there and be like, guys, if you want to kill yourself, don't do that. Anyways, I was going a little off the rails there, but yeah, motivational speeches, they don't always, like, especially when you're sad, they don't feel like they help. They just kind of feel like the person is, like, trying to help everyone, but it doesn't feel directed at you. It's just not. It just doesn't help. They only help the person saying them. Depending on what you've been through, not everyone can be a constant ray of sunshine. No one can be a constant ray of sunshine. That's bullshit. Anyone, and I mean anyone you know, who seems like they're constantly happy, they're not. I'm not saying they're not happy. They're not constantly happy. Everyone has a fucking moment where they're depressed. That's what happens. No one can be a constant ray of sunshine. Because shit happens. And fuck it, you don't need your dirt. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe this is entitlement. Maybe I'm too entitled. I don't know anything anymore. Maybe expectations are too high, and when it happens, it disappoints you. When you could have just lowered your standards so low that it doesn't surprise you when someone does something terrible to you. Like, literally have no standards for people, or life, and feel great when people remind you of why you don't have them to begin with, because they went off and did that bad thing again. Maybe faith in people is selfish. Maybe it's wrong to impose that on people. Maybe you can love them without believing in them. Maybe asking them to understand would be to expect them to endure what you do, and they'll be wishing this on them. Maybe if I love them, I shouldn't expect them to understand. Maybe this is normal for people. It's so hard, but I'm trying to understand. Maybe I got disappointed too easily. Maybe that's all on me. No, I don't think that's faith in people. I hate when people, like, I've heard that before, heard that concept before, like, believing in people is selfish because you're imposing your own ideas on them or what you think is best. No. I mean, in some cases, yes. Like, if you think that your son should get in the family business of being a lawyer and then he wants to cross-dress and be a drag queen and you, like, fucking beat him for it, then yes, that's selfish. That's a terrible, terrible idea. But I think that faith in people to just generally get better is great. I have faith that anyone can get better. I'm very big into that idea. I believe that anyone can improve. And I believe that people who can show remorse for their actions are great. That is one of the best quality traits that anyone can have. I don't expect people to be perfect. I don't have faith that this person will become exactly what they want, because that's not how faith works. It's not faith. That's not believing in someone. You don't believe in someone when you believe that they will become what you want them to. That's fucking not manipulation so much as it is just actually, yeah, that's fucking manipulation. That's not faith. You don't believe in them to get better. You're believing in them to be what you want them to be. Faith is believing that that person can improve in general. That person can be what they want to be. That's faith that that person will become something good, objectively, like a good person. I've got faith in a lot of people that they can be better than what they are, and that's not to say that they're bad. That's to say that they can be better. It's just the concept of faith is misconstrued as believing that something will happen. Faith is belief that anything will happen. Fucking anything. It's belief that something will get better. If you believe that a person will become what you want them to be, then that's not faith in them. That's faith in you that you can make them. And that's faith in them that they want to become you. That's not faith. That's not faith in them. Yes, my confession, I'll come clean. Here's my personal narrative. I hide it from others because I don't know how to say it. I retell it to myself in different tones at different volumes of strength, heroism, or personal condemnation. But this time, I tell it as a victim, although I don't see myself as one. Like too many others, I was sexually assaulted. Cut that out. Read that. Like too many others, I was... That word, I'm not allowed to say that. I can't say the actual word. I hate that word. Oh, Jesus. That's victim! What do you mean you don't see yourself as one? What'd you do? Also, that's fucked, man. That's a victim. Everyone's a victim of everything, but Jesus Christ, that is special levels of victimism. The first time it happens to you, it feels like a terrible freak incident. By the second, you start to wonder if this is all people are capable of. The second time was by someone I thought was a friend and I looked up to. I trusted them and thought they were someone I could confide in. And it wasn't specifically what happened that broke me, but what happened afterwards that did. He made sure that rejecting him cost me everything. Because I confided in him, he knew exactly how to hurt me too. Everyone sided with him without question. Okay, so that means one of two things. That either means that, like, he manipulated you, and then everyone was on his side because he manipulated you, and manipulated them as well. Shut the fuck up, quite. That also could mean something way worse that I don't even like. That also could mean something way worse that I don't like. It's fucked. Like, it could also mean, sorry about that cut. It could also mean that, the person came out about it and no one believed them, which is so fucked. Like, that happens and it's terrible, but goddamn. It changed how I see the world. It was the fact that no matter where I turned, it was my fault. Betrayal like this breaks how you see people. You are bound to silence by what happened to you. We don't like people that hurt this much, so they are on their own. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. People hurting, people don't like them, and it's really rude. It's kind of fucked. I do it too. I can't even be that mad. I'm not mad about it, because I do it too. There are hurt people who do fucked up shit that I don't like because they did terrible things. But, like, Jesus, that is heavy. I don't know anyone other than, like, them that's gone through that, personally, at least. That's pretty crazy. This is a pit to fall into the bottom of which shatters you completely. What do? You fall, I guess. Condemned to such loneliness, shame, and isolation, can you even put the pieces together again? How? Yeah, how? That's a good question. Why would I? I don't want to move on. I want the world to stand still forever. I want the world to freeze over and all life to stop dead in its tracks until I have justice or at least peace. But these things don't happen. The world moves on, so does everyone around you. You don't really. They move on and lose their patience with you. You're only allowed to hurt for so long until it starts getting pathetic and ridiculous. That is also crazy. I hate that is how that works. Because this happened to me. I've been depressed for a while. Like, it's been a constant thing. But a lot of people that I know, and I'm not going to call anyone out. You know who you are. No, I'm kidding. They probably don't remember it. I've been told before, like, just get over it. Why aren't you doing anything about it? Fucking, what the hell? Yeah, you're only allowed to hurt for so long until it starts to get pathetic and ridiculous. I think that's stupid. Fucking, yes, get better, but, like, if people are hurting for a long time, don't be like, that's ridiculous. Get better now. Help them. Help them get better. Don't be an asshole about it. If you want them to move on that bad, do something. It's inaction. It's stupid. It's inaction, and it's shit like that is, what's it called? It's the reason that I at all, like, I'm very against it, but it's like the only real argument I see and agree with on behalf of the concept that inaction is just as bad as action. Like, to do nothing is just as bad to do the thing. I don't agree with that generally. I think that, especially in terms of crime, it's actually fine to be inactive. Like, you don't want to get involved. Sure, it's alright, fair enough. That's up to you. But, like, that shit, inaction and complaining is what annoys me. If you're gonna sit there and be like, stop feeling pain, do something. Change something. You complain about them not changing and you don't do anything. You should learn forgiveness, she often said to me before explaining what forgiveness is and why I need it. I want to tell her that there is no source of sunshine or joy that will cure what you must endure. Your strength comes from a deeper place. It comes from embracing periods of depression and allowing yourself that sadness. I doubt people with those experiences would understand. We live on different wavelengths now. Jesus, yeah, I don't even disagree with that. Listen, again, I'll mention it again. I'm depressed. I have been depressed for a long time. Pretty severe, actually. Not pretty severe. But, like, you know, suicidal thoughts level. Like, very bad. Pretty bad. And fuck you, YouTube, if you are like, you're not allowed to say that on YouTube. I don't care. I want to talk about it. I was suicidal. I was depressed. I considered it a lot. Like, more than any human should. I thought it was normal. I ended up normalizing it. That's the crazy part to me. I'm not trying to draw from this person's experiences. I'm sorry if it sounds like that. But, you know, this is just relation back to it. But I was depressed. I was very depressed. Pretty bad. And that's how I got out of it. I hate the concept that a lot of people say, which is like, be happy. It's a joke sometimes, but it's not. It's really not. You can't just be happy. Happiness is not what solves your issues. You don't move on, you don't cope, you don't grieve. None of that is happiness. Happiness is what comes after. Happiness is the after. Happiness is what happens when you embrace depression. That's what you get. That's the after effect. You can't just fucking be happy. Maybe it's because I can't forgive, and I should learn forgiveness, but I just can't forgive. You shouldn't ask a victim to forgive. You shouldn't. That is not on them. If I could scream one thing at the world, it would be stop putting it all on the victim. Yes! Oh my god. It happens so often. It pisses me off. Stop putting it all on the victim. Of course, I don't understand forgiveness. I don't want to. I'm told that you forgive yourself, but it just can't. I won't. I want the world to stand still. Yeah. Forgiveness. It's heavy shit. You can't just forgive something and have it be over. That's not... You have to accept that you can't if you can't. No longer willing to endure, I started planning my own execution. A line not in sand, but in stone, as I saw it. Some last attempt at peace. Yeah, so, by the way, just to put that in exact layman's terms, I don't know why they said it so complicated, because it's heavy shit, Suzette. A sort of healing denied to you by the world and who's closest to you, because how could they ever understand? Yes, I realize how I sound. Ugh, she blames the world for her problems. The world is... This is another thing that annoys me. People are like, stop blaming the world for your problems. A lot of problems are from the world. And the reason that people don't realize that is because they fix them. You fix the problems that the world gives you. Like was mentioned before, and I don't even know if I agreed with this. I don't think I did. But I'll agree with it now, because, you know, it works better here for what I'm trying to say. And the easier simplification and contradiction, I'll be a hypocrite for the sake of making the point I'm trying to make here. I think I did. I don't remember. I don't even remember. I mean, it's what I believe, but most of this has just been word vomit, considering, like I have, like, a set system, and then I have to word vomit it into words, because most of it's feelings. Regardless, this is good for me, at least I think. I don't know. But anyways, yes, blame the world for your problems, because it's the world's fault. It's other people's decisions that happen, and it's just up to you to solve them. It's not that hard. I mean, listen, I know I said if you're gonna complain about it, fix it. But, like, it's still the world's fault. Like, if you're gonna complain about it, it is still the person's fault, but fucking help them. Help them! Be better. Don't just sit there and wallow in your own shame. And this isn't a message, like, if you're depressed, then just fucking do it. Like, get better. Not get better, that sounds mean. But if you're depressed, then, like, you know, work on yourself. Find a way out, find someone you can rely on. And you hear everyone say this, but this is coming from someone who has dealt with depression and has very first-hand experiences with it. Find someone. That's the best way that I can... That's what I did. I found someone close to me. And if you don't have anyone close to you, find a fucking animal. Confide in your dog. That's what I did for a while. I confided in my dog. I told my stories to my dog. Because they don't understand, but they know. They know when you're sad. Trust me. Animals have... I know a bit about psychology. They understand the tone of your voice. They understand how you act. They understand a bit about you. They will understand your feelings, even if they don't understand your words. They know what you're feeling. They understand that to that degree. But yeah, blame the fucking world. It's the world's fault. That's why a lot of things happen. That's what you should do, and then solve them. Blame the world. Say fuck you, world. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get better. Use the world being at blame to be the bigger man or woman or non-binary. I don't know what you are. Gender fluid. I'm gender fluid. I didn't need to throw that in there. That was unnecessary. But yeah, just be the bigger person and step up. Yeah, it is to blame. We all participate. We all enable this sort of thing. We turn a blind eye. We make the excuses. We justify how important the abuser is, how important their work is, how much value they bring to society, and based on that value, we judge their victims. That's actually kind of... You know, I didn't think about that. This is very odd. That's actually very, like... To anyone who doesn't get it, I'll put it in my own terms. Because, I don't know, I've been simplifying a lot of this and trying to make it more understandable for people who are like me and, you know, think how I think. Believe what they're saying, and this is just my interpretation, obviously. You know, art, eye of the beholder, etc., etc., and this is art. The world is... A lot of the time, abusers get away with what they get away with because they're important. Like, think of it. Politicians do shit that if your friend did, you would fucking kill him. Not kill him, but, like, you'd be very upset with them. But people don't get upset at politicians because politicians have, quote unquote, they have a lot more importance to them. They bring a lot of things. And then you judge the people that are affected by that based off of that. You judge rioters based off of what they believe and based off of what the person is. A lot of people who hate rioters, like, if you hate, and I do too, but if you hate rioters who, like, block the road, a lot of the time, the reason that you hate them, if they were protesting for what you agreed with, you'd probably hate him a lot less. Seriously. Like, think about that. If there was a protest, let's say you're a devout Catholic, if there was a protest for more Catholic rights that blocked the road, you probably wouldn't even be upset about it. And I like this. I never really thought about this. This is eye-opening. Based on the value of the person, you judge the victim, and everything happens. Like, it's not necessarily even your fault. It's human nature. It's kind of what happens. Like, and I mean, you can obviously be better about it. I'm gonna try and be better about it, because Jesus Christ, I didn't think about that. I think I've done that unintentionally before. Being biased towards my own view, or my view of a person, and how that affects what they did. But I'll continue reading. This sort of thing is on all of us. This ugliness, this predatory behavior, this injustice that happens way too often needs all of us in order to keep thriving. It feeds off our social structures. So society's cooperation. It is all of us that allow horrible people to have a place. We give predators a voice and silence the victims. Too often, the consequences of speaking far outweigh silence. And again, silence is what eats you. So yeah, I'm conflicted because I agree that victims should speak out. But I do think a lot of the time people who aren't victims use the victims as like false accusations of the R word I can't say on YouTube. False accusations of that fucking ruin people. But they are the victims. So a lot of the time the consequences of speaking out outweighing the silence is out of necessity, because you can't just believe a woman who says that naturally. Although I'm not saying you can just believe the man and be like, I didn't do it. Obviously, use some better judgment. Obviously, use your better judgment. Think a little bit. But, like, I do think that I do think that there are reasons that people will say that the victim is in the wrong. Like, there are good reasons. Like, it's suspicion. It's suspicious to accuse someone of that, especially if you know them personally and you don't believe that. And again, I believe the artist. I have no reason to think that they lie. From an unbiased-ish perspective. But I do think that I don't agree that it's like the stupidest fucking thing on this side of the earth, and it shouldn't work that way at all, and every victim should be believed every time. And I'm sure that's not what they're saying, but like, I just think that there's a reason that sometimes actual victims, are viewed in such a light that makes it so that they're not, because fucking people have ruined it. People have ruined the good things. Just what happens. Every good thing is ruined. The rest of the world is happy. In a way, I see who I used to be in them. Not knowing this feeling of abandonment, this intense loneliness. I can't talk to them. They get so angry and confused at me. So I try poison, and that doesn't work. I try cutting, and that fails. I try so hard, but life doesn't let me go. Life keeps me. Fucking life doesn't want to let me walk out. That laugh was... I just like the idea of fucking life. It was funny. We were in such a dysfunctional relationship, life and I. Pain doesn't go away. Maybe it doesn't even get easier. You just get stronger over time, so it's easier to carry. I guess all this is a point of persistence. I don't have a choice but to be strong. Yeah, pain doesn't go away. I mean, I'm still sad. It didn't go away. It didn't get better. And I think that's kind of what I was saying when I said, I remember this, at least. It doesn't get better if you do nothing. Because, honestly, it fucking doesn't get better. Really. That's what I wanted to say, but I didn't know, this has helped me, because this actually kind of helped me put into words more so what I meant. But pain, it doesn't fucking get better. It really doesn't. It's like those stupid fucking sayings. I hate them. God, I hate them. I don't know why I hate them. I just hate them. Of like, it doesn't get better, or the sun doesn't come out. You just learn to dance in the rain. Because it trivializes it. At least I feel like that trivializes it. It's not trivial. You don't learn to dance in any metaphorical rain. You don't fucking learn to dance. You learn to deal with the rain. You don't, no real person is gonna have shit happen to them and then be like, yes, this is so much fun! And I mean, obviously, the woman in the story kind of did that, but she didn't. It's because she did it to deal with the pain. To get through that. You don't genuinely feel happy after getting the pain. Because it doesn't fucking go away. You get more of it, but you get better at dealing with it. You get better at handling it. You don't dance in the rain, you stand in it. You get better at having, actually no, you stand in it and it feels like shit. And then you get an umbrella. You get a little umbrella, and then the umbrella gets bigger and stops more rain, and there's less hose. And eventually, you got a full umbrella, and you learn to just kind of deal with it. Actually, no. Never mind, I fucking take that back. Because that doesn't even make any... metaphor was wrong. I take that back. It's not that. Because that implies that it'll eventually stop. It doesn't stop. You learn to stand. You learn to just be like, I'm wet. The rain's on me. It hurts. But okay. That's what it is. You just... that's exactly what it is. Pain doesn't go away. You just learn to carry it. You learn to fucking live with it. You don't dance in it. You stand in it. You just sit there. And you're like, eh, no, that's what it is. Through strength I find pride. I can be proud. This pride is a rite of passage. It's earned and built. Rebuilt of pieces you choose to keep after the fact. When you've lost everything and exhausted hope, pride is all you have. Pride is good. It fills the cracks where you've been broken the most. It shines through each cut. Pride makes the broken beautiful. It's a symbol of reverence. Each scar is an icon of perseverance. Pride is a type of stubbornness to bind all old wounds. You can be proud of pure spite. After all, you're still. I'm proud of pure spite. I have no pride in myself. I'm not a very proud person. And that's most of why I was depressed. Is just super fucking low self-esteem. Hated myself, really. But I'm proud of pure spite at this point. I just am. Just kind of what I am. Like I'm proud of that spite. And you have just as much right to be here as the one that broke you. I like that. That's a good way of saying. So just summarization again. Okay, well I'm gonna close this. There's like 30 pages of this, and I'll continue it later when I have the motivation. You can see a bit of the Discord. But yeah, summarization about that last part is don't hate people. I don't agree with that. I mentioned that in Just Shapes and Beats when I was yapping about my philosophical pursuits. I don't agree with that. I think that I hate people who wrong you. Because that's good. I think that's good. I fucking hate people who wrong me. Because that's not only is that human nature, somewhat, but to defy it is worse for you than one may think. Like, I think that to defy hatred, is defying all else. Hatred is a very thing ingrained in humans. We've hated people. We've hated everything from the fucking beginning. Everyone hates everything. That's what happens. That's what life is. Everyone, like, you like shit as much as you hate shit. But I think hating things is good. That's again, personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. In fact, I'm gonna make this a very fair point. This is actually what I'm gonna end the video on. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. But like, I think you should hate shit. I think that's good. I think it's healthy to not like things. Obviously, don't go out of your way and like beat someone half to death. Don't murder them because they stole the last cookie out of the jar. But if someone fucking stabbed you, then stab them back. Do that. Yeah, do that, please. I beg you. Anyways, the big thing I wanted to mention. Anyways, yeah, end of the video. Bye guys. I love you all. Love you all. And I'm gonna leave you with a bit of like meta advice. And that's contest everything. I'm a strong believer of that. I'm a person who tries or thinks himself, even if not always, a bit of an intellectual. I try to think. I think a lot. I like to think. I'm a thinker. And sometimes it fucks me, and sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's good. All the times it's good. The core concept of thinking, and I think everyone should be a thinker for the most part, somewhat. Everyone should think. Is to debate. If there's an opinion that you disagree with, please, on a personal level, I ask you, contest my opinions, contest what I believe, because even if you don't convince them, then you've put your thoughts in the world, and there's more out there. Humanity grows when people think. Humanity grows when people say. I grow as a person when you tell things to me, and you convince me. That's how you grow. You get better when people tell you and convince you of things. So, next time you see someone, they don't have to be preaching hate. They could just be preaching something you disagree with. Talk to them. Have a discussion. Ask their reasons. Tell them your reasons you disagree. Talk about it. And if they don't reciprocate, well, that's okay, because you tried, and it's you did a good thing. And academic contestation. That's your like meta advice. Anyways, again, I love you all, and like I said in the last video, you're all worth it. You all deserve to live. Even if you don't think you do, even if you've been through some shit, trust me, I have to. Even if you've done regrettable shit, because trust me, I have to. As long as you've learned from it, at least I believe, long as you've grown, as long as you show remorse and you feel bad, and you grow from it, you redeem yourself. I think that it's okay. So it's all right. It's not about what you did. It's what you became from it, what you've grown to be. And again, as long as you've grown, as long as you're a better person, I love you, and you deserve to live. And if you haven't, well, there's your goal. You gotta go now. There you go. Straight from the man, straight from me. You gotta go now. Regret your actions and think and be better and do better next time. Yeah.